Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for joining me on another episode of the Evolved Podcast and Episodes. You want to stay right with me. I have a wonderful topic this evening, so stay with me and don't go nowhere, and we'll be right back.
The information provided in this podcast is not intended to constitute legal advice. Instead, this podcast takes full responsibility for its own content shared. Music acknowledges and credits used in this episode are the rights of the artist, royalty-free music used with permission granted. This podcast may offer links to other sites, thereby enabling you to leave this site and go directly to the linked site. This podcast is not responsible for the content of any linked site. Such links are for the convenience of the user visiting this podcast. This podcast isn't responsible for loss or damages or misinformation provided from those links shared. All shared links resources have been validated by the site provider.
All right. Thank you guys so much for coming back and joining me on another episode of the Evolved Podcast and Episodes. How are you? I am doing absolutely wonderful, and I hope that you are. And I want to thank you guys so much for joining me. Again, welcome to the Evolved Podcast and Episodes. I am Tia Londa, your host and creator of this wonderful podcast, which is here to only give you topics from real life experiences and encounters. This podcast was created to bring positivity to the lives of many and to empower worldwide. This is a podcast that builds one another up. Share your opinions, your thoughts, ideas, beliefs, and your feelings, where you're never outcast for being who you are. Well, thank you for listening in this evening as I bring you another episode. I am so glad to be able to bring such topics to you and hope that it encourages you in the best way possible. Thank you. So let's begin with this evening topic, shall we? Okay, so what is a good person? How helpful are you to your neighbor? Are you quick to judge others? What good deed have you done in the last 2 days for another person? These are some questions that I wanted to ask my listeners, because you may think because you did a good deed that you're a good person, right? Well, let's find out what a good person is and what makes you a good person. Well, what is a good person? A good person means one is embracing qualities that promote positive outcomes and well-being for humanity as a whole. Compassionate, integrity, and kindness are just a few of what makes someone good. Let's take a look at a few of these traits that may make up a good person. Empathy. Empathy is being able to understand someone else or relate to another person. You may be the one who can understand another person, or you may be the one who can share in the experiences of another person. So that's empathy. What about compassionate? Are you a compassionate person? Well, compassionate, a deep awareness of a strong desire to relieve the suffering of others. When you're able to be compassionate, you're able to be supportive to another person as well as be kind. You're able to be sympathetic to another person, which the world has lost a lot of that today. Being compassionate to another person may make a huge difference in their lives. You never know what you're doing in their lives by being compassionate. You never know what you're doing to another person's life. And then we have kindness. Are you a kind person? Kindness. You're able to treat people with respect, positivity, and goodwill. Kindness shows how you interact with another person. Your actions represents your behavior, and you're determined to improve another's life. Then you have integrity, altruism, and then you have exclusivity. Just a few more. Exclusivity, just a few more. That makes up a good person. Let's look at integrity, which you can find. A good person will be honest and reliable, responsible. And you may have been told you have integrity traits of, you might have those traits of integrity. And then you have altruism. This person will be so concerned with others, they don't care what or who you are. They would be selfless. They would always be asking you what they can do for you or how they can reward an individual. This person may be involved with many things in their community or advocating. They just put their best foot forward no matter what. And inclusivity, excuse me. This person just wants everyone well respected and treated fairly. Speak up for others' rights and wants in any given situation or circumstances. Embracing the differences that another person may have is very important to them. So we've learned what, makes up a good person. Now that you're able to swallow that, now, what if I've been or did bad things? Can I still be a good person? Well, I would say that even good people like myself have made some decisions that I may have regretted later. I have even done things that I would later regret that I would have thought were horrible things. But to another person, they would say, that's not bad. That's not a bad thing. But I made a choice that wasn't or didn't have a good outcome, but a bad one. So it doesn't make you a bad person for the decisions made. But what makes you a bad person is what kind of actions did you take? Did you commit murder? Or did you steal? Or abused or injured someone badly? Your actions can make you a bad, good person, or a good or a bad person. So no one is perfect, although we are looked at by those who are or who want perfectionism, from these, those that they encounter daily. But even those, people aren't as they may seem and may be a good person. But if we were to meet them, we may think otherwise, right? But we can be good people. If you haven't been one, you can be one by starting to grow into one. And let's take a look at some of the ways we can grow. Number 1, work on being a better person every day. Number 2, be careful with how you respond to situations you are put into. Remember, you can't control every situation you encounter. So just be careful on how you respond to what you can't control. Number 3, choose to be kind to others. And number 4, allow room for growth into your new person daily. Number 5, remember you're not who you used to be, so be careful not to fall back into the old you. And number 6, be kind. Be the kind of person you like to have as a friend. Be that kind of person you want to be, friends with. And number 7, donate unwanted items to a local shelter or school. And number 8, volunteer at your nearest food pantry or homeless shelter. You can test out the new you at these places. By doing these things, you can test out also the new you. Number 9, embrace the you are now and wear your new smile. And number 10, be helpful and love the decisions you're now making with no regrets. If you slip back into the old self, remember to apologize and regain the motivation it took to be this new, on this new adventure and keep progressing forward. Be positive, be pleasant. It looks good on you. So that was very short, right? Just a quick episode. So did you like this episode? Well, tell me about it. Do you have a topic suggestion? Send both, your email and your topic suggestion to evolvetopics@gmail.com. Did you know that you can now show your support for this podcast now by purchasing a t-shirt? All you do is visit the website link in the episode description and order yours today. You'll be glad you did, you don't want to end there. No, don't end there. Why not become a monthly subscriber. How about that? Don't stop there. Why not become a monthly subscriber to this podcast, giving you real life experiences and topics to discuss? So be sure to visit the website to subscribe, as well as see all the wonderful giveaways, monthly giveaways like gift cards, books, gift baskets. Visit today and see what all this podcast has in store for you, right? This is Yolanda. Thank you for listening in with me this evening, and be sure to stay tuned as we journey through another episode of the Evolve podcast and episodes. Let's greet again real soon, okay?